I wanna rock and roll
all night
and party every day.
Oh, man, I'm excited to be here tonight, guys. I hope all you beautiful people are excited to be out there, because tonight we're talking Captain Marvel, son. We're talking Captain Marvel from the Marvel Universe. We're talking Captain Marvel from the DC Universe. We're telling you everything you ever wanted to know about Captain Marvel. Not really, because there is like 40, 50 years of history apiece there, but we put in all the essentials for tonight to get you psyched, to get you hyped, to go check out these movies dropping this month and next month, man. What do you think about that, Senor Bull?
Well, man, I am definitely psyched to see both of these films, man. And in case you didn't know it, we're the Power Hour of Love, and I'm Charboil, and this is
El Bandito.
And like El Bandito was saying, man, we're going to be talking all about Captain Marvel, both sides of the coin, the DC side and the Marvel side, and it's just going to be a fun ride.
Absolutely, guys, but we have a ton of super fun stuff planned tonight as well. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you, Ori. Big shout out to our masterful moderator, showed up here, boom, 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 just in time as we were about to go live. They said they're loving the crazy effects on your Pac-Man shirt. Demo loves it, man.
Yeah. Oh, burr, burr, burr. Absolutely, man. We got to have some wildness tonight, man.
Yeah, and we do have some fun extra stuff for all you beautiful people who are hanging around with us throughout the night, because guess what? That's right, the weekend that just passed celebrated Senor Bull's birthday. So tonight we're doing a very special treat for him at the end of the news. So if you guys hang around for just a bit, that's going to be about 30 minutes, about the halfway point into the show. And we're going to kick off some news, tell you guys about some interesting stuff that's going on in this wacky, beautiful podunk world we got. And then at the end of that,
it's my birthday.
We're going to do a little birthday surprise for Senor Bull.
Can't wait,
and for all you beautiful people. And I'm going to need your guys' help to really show them a good time, have a little bash for them. So stick around. I need you guys' help. Look at all that birthday love you're getting out there.
Thank
DJ
you,
Napalm
everybody.
with some kind of like anime emote thing. What is this? Oh, it's blowing a birthday streamer. That's hot.
Oh,
man.
awesome.
I dig it.
Thank you, DJ Napalm.
Yeah, look at that. J-Dog hanging out with us. Demo hanging out with us. Democracy, we do got you in our panels below right here on Twitch, man. So any of you beautiful Legion of Love members out there want to check him out. You know, he was hanging with us last Wednesday playing Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh, so much fun.
Now he's down there and the streamers we love.
You said playing with us, more like saving us. I mean, come
Guiding
on.
us.
we gotta be honest here. Oh, I also see Peter B over here on Facebook, man, joining us from all the way up in cold Canada.
Nice, man. Hey, Aurelia wants to know who brought the shots, man.
Woo,
that was more of a weekend treat, you know?
Yes, I was going to say Mr. Fusion would bring them, but we shouted it out, over the weekend. Yeah. Shouted it out loud.
Yeah, we're pretty much like we both have stomach aches now. It's kind of where we're at.
Getting too old for this.
Yeah. We probably should have put honey on the pizza we had.
That would have been good.
That probably would have calmed our stomachs down a lot better. But
there you go.
C'est la vie, right? Mind if I host the channel? Host away, my man. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to try it out. Try it out. That's what we do. We just try shit out. See what sticks.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Without further ado, I'm just going to keep messing with this mic. I love it. Oh, come here, microphone.
He likes to work it.
I do.
But man, Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel, dude. We're going to be talking about some Captain Marvel action tonight. And we got a lot of Captain Marvel action to cover, guys, because I know a lot of you beautiful people aren't there. You're not super familiar with Captain Marvel. You may not know everything about everything. Don't forget the LaCroix. You got it, dude. But the stories behind both Captain Marvels, like this is Shazam here, and we're going to shoot over to our other set of images and find Marvel's Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I know. We're saving some awesome stuff for the second slide with Shazam.
There we go. Here's a Captain Marvel showdown. So in case you guys didn't notice, Shazam is a movie coming out April 5th.
Yep.
Captain Marvel is a film coming out March 8th, this weekend, right? So we're celebrating now for both of them because Shazam's actual title is Captain Marvel. You know, Shazam is a name that they used later on because of the Marvel, Captain Marvel property and disputes that they had over it. But we're going to discuss a lot about that tonight, and we're going to show you guys just how interesting and intertwined these two very separate characters in two completely different universes actually are when it comes to our world and our universe. So it's pretty exciting stuff. I hope you guys are excited. We're going to do a little bit of an info dump on you, but it's going to be super fun, and we got a lot of super fun little tidbits to throw out there at you. So what do you say, Senor Blue?
Let's get into it, man. I'm telling you, I can't wait to jump into Shazam. Wait, no, I mean Captain Marvel.
All right, so first up, we're going to be talking about the movie dropping March 8th this weekend. This, of course, stars Carol Danvers, right, as the titular Captain Marvel. So this is the female Captain Marvel, right?
She looks so awesome.
She does. They're doing it right in the MCU, man, and making her look fantastic, dude. But we gotta take a little step back in time and find out, where did this Captain Marvel come from? How did she end up honestly taking the name from Shazam so he can't be called Captain Marvel? Let's take a look at it. Let's rewind the clock a bit here and see what's up.
For dropping some history on y'all.
Yeah. So a lot of people may know her as Miss Marvel because for a very, very long time, since like 1977 to like 2012, she was known as a Miss Marvel, and all of her comics were titled that, and that's what people called her. And this was probably her most iconic costume at the time, although she did go through several different iterations of costumes and sort of identities between Binary and Warbird and her classic kind of original Captain Marvel thing here that you could tell is very progressive, you know. So really, but the she suffered different ailments that would change her powers. She would suffer different ailments that would change her memories and kind of her personality. So all of that is reflected in the different characters that she became throughout the years. Now, Life Reboot has a great question there. Is that how Rogue learned to fly? Yeah, absolutely. In a confrontation most seen in the X-Men cartoon series, Mystique was using Rogue as kind of a weapon. You know, she had kind of took her under her wing, convinced her that she was going to take care of her and that they were all good. And she convinced Rogue to hang on to Miss Marvel's face and absorb her power, much how like Rogue does with mutants.
Yep.
But Mystique insisted that she continue to hold on to Miss Marvel until they had completed their kind of heist they were pulling off. And Rogue ended up hanging on to her for so long that Miss Marvel fell into complete unconsciousness, lost all of her memories, lost all of her abilities, and Rogue permanently kept those abilities for a good 25-year span.
I think also that super strength.
Yes. Look at that. AIM TV coming in with that follow, dude. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. We'll throw some love out there.
Oh, yeah.
For AIM
Twitch
right
love.
Thank you for stopping by, man. We've seen you killing it on some Apex Legends, man, and we have a cool Apex Legends story in the news coming up a little bit later.
Yeah.
But getting back to Captain Marvel here, right? So this is the kind of Captain Marvel that we see in the MCU, right? We know in this costume is getting pretty iconic pretty quick, considering it only came out fairly recently, right? But where did Captain Marvel, where did Carol Danvers come from? Where did she start, man? So again, this is very much intertwined with the original origins of Shazam.
Yes.
The DC property, Captain Marvel, also known as the Fawcett property, Captain Marvel, who was the original owner of the character, right? So let's take a look here.
Take you back.
So this is Wiz Comics right over here. Number 2, issue number 2. This is Action Comics number 1.
Classic.
So you can see there's a little bit of a similarity here between the two characters. They both came out in 1939.
They hate cars.
Yeah, they hate cars. But what happened was this character here was named Captain Marvel. And he would call upon the power Shazam. It was his power word. He'd say Shazam, he'd get struck by a bolt of lightning and get his superpowers, right? But DC Comics felt like his character having flight and invulnerability and stuff like that. Here but lurking. Thank you, Astro. Having all those features that were very similar to Superman, they filed a copyright infringement upon Fawcett Comics in 1953. So they filed suit saying, like, you guys are copying Superman.
Yes,
you know?
they really.
So, okay, that's pretty hefty, right? But Marvel Comics got wind of this kind of ongoing trial that they had, because they did take it to court. Because as we'll see in the second half of the show, Shazam has a lot of unique characteristics that they felt separated him from Superman very much. And since both things were kind of conceived at the same time, they didn't feel like they were really copying Superman. Superman also released in 1939. So this is going to court, and Fawcett lets the trademark lapse on Captain Marvel while they're still battling it out in court. Marvel Comics gets wind of this, and none other than Stan the Man Lee himself is like, yo, why don't we jump on that?
The ultimate opportunist.
We're freaking called Marvel Comics. So needless to say, this Superman Shazam beef led to the creation of a Captain Marvel in the Marvel Universe, which was a great boon for them. So this here is the original Captain Marvel, you know, not the very first issue, but his, is one of his most well-known appearances. You know, he got the cover of this book that's titled Marvel Superheroes, issue number 12. So, you know, he's featured on the cover of this, looks pretty awesome. And, you know, it's funny, Stan Lee kind of comes up with the character in a rush, you know, because they want to get this trademark in so they can copyright the name Captain Marvel for Marvel Comics, right? So they come up with this character of Captain Mar-vell, who his real name is actually mar-vell, right? And he's a Kree alien, and he has these like amazing cosmic superpowers because he's an alien, right? So he talks to Gene Colan, who is the artist at the time, and Colan, although he's considered the co-creator of the original Captain Mar-vell, he oftentimes really is like, I don't care for the character. I thought it was very rushed. I thought the costume was really hokey, and they basically told me to do it. So he kind of hates getting pinned up too much with this original design because he didn't feel like he really put anything into it.
You know what this makes me think of, Al Bandito?
What's that?
Meteor Man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's an excellent point. He does look like Meteor Man. Or Meteor Man. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked that out, that's a Robert Townsend movie from back in the 90s, dude. One of the first superhero movies that was kind of indie done.
Yep.
And it's actually pretty cool. It has a really good story to it. Damn, Twitch messed me up. Crappy internet where I am. Oh, I'm sorry, McPatches. Well, I'm glad you could jump over on YouTube and hang with us, bro.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it was definitely better than Blank Man.
Yeah, well, Blank Man was kind of a niche thing, you know, like that was like a parody almost of superhero movies. But anyways, the look was later. Man, that's what I get for messing with my mic so much. I yanked the freaking cable right up.
You had me a little worried there. It was like, hello, darkness, my old friend.
Professional streamer, by the way. Thank you. That's coming from the queen of Scuff Stream out there. So that's like a skunk telling you stink. Nice. But anyways, the look was later streamlined to this newer, fresher look, right, that was spearheaded by none other than Jim Starlin. Jim Starlin, of course, is the man behind Thanos, Gamora, Drax, and a number of other cosmic characters within the Marvel Universe. Gamora and Drax and Thanos all appear right now in Infinity War, in Guardians of the Galaxy, and all that mythos is very intertwined. So great hands for Mar-vell to have fallen into, right? And, of course, Mar-vell may actually be featured in the new MCU film as played by Jude Law. A lot of people speculate that he's actually the character of Mar-vell, right? So we'll have to see how that plays out in the movie. They're being pretty hush-hush on how a lot of it relates back to the comics, right? But you're probably sitting there being like, okay, this is just some dude who's an alien, and he's a Kree, and he's got white hair and a goofy suit. where does Carol Danvers come in, right? So, of course, Captain Mar-vell first shows up in Marvel Superheroes issue number 12, right? Now, this goes way back to 1968, if I'm not mistaken. I don't see it in my notes, but I'm pretty sure it's 1968. 67, yeah, okay. It's December of 1967 that they published Marvel Superheroes number 12. In Marvel Superheroes number 13, the very next issue that appears in January of 1968 shows up our Carol Danvers for the first time, right? So let's take a peek back into this iconic comic. So here's the cover here, really nicely done, action-packed, good-looking cover right there. And here we see Carol Danvers for the first time. And I have to say, I absolutely loved this panel when I was flipping through this book, you know, because you really look at it and it has this very 1960s kind of feel to it, from her haircut to the look of the room and all of that. But the best thing about it is that, like, they're obviously like military guys here. Like, here's a military dude, here's like a general guy and a guy in a business suit and stuff. And like these two guys right here, it looks like they just noticed Carol here and they're just like, golly gee, what's a woman doing in here? This is an Air Force base. You know? You're like, dude, really? So it had me
the 70s.
Dude, it had me very much questioning like how progressive this book was going to be here. But the very next panel is great because the guy who's introducing her to this general, he actually says, man or woman, she's the finest head of security that we could get, right? And she's the chief of security at a missile base back in 1968. So, you know, although the people's reactions seem very stereotypically 1960s, the writing really reflects the fact that they wanted to highlight this character as a business professional and someone who was as good as every other dude that'd be out there, you know? So it was kind of smashing a stereotype, which I thought was pretty dope.
That's what Marvel was all about, not just Captain, but, you know, the company themselves.
No doubt. Look, Aurelia's got it. Women doing man things. Get out of here. All right, but I will say this, one of my favorite like things, just very next panel. This is the very next panel right here. But if we zoom in kind of close here, this, you know, this guy's looking away from her talking to Carol, right? And she says, though I'd rather talk to your face than to your back. And he says, sorry, Miss Danvers, it's just that I can't take my eyes off that robot. And I was like, yeah, I think I know what butt. You got
to do it in that same voice that you were doing. Okay, Miss Danvers.
Sorry, Miss Danvers. It's just that I can't take my eyes off of that robot. You know? But needless to say, there is a giant robot in the other room, so I kind of see what the guy's saying. Sure. But I was like, that wouldn't be the butt I would take my eyes on.
Judging by that other panel, it looked like they were kind of like, hey.
I know. They were just like, God, Zooks. Yeah. All right. So anyways, fun little phrasing there, right? But the character herself was later retconned. Hey, Mikey B, what's up, dude? Thanks for joining us over there on the Facebooks, my man.
Oh,
talking about Captain Marvel tonight. So she was later retconned into being a fighter pilot for the U.S. Air Force, which is pretty badass, and the kind of motif that they picked up in the MCU version of the film, as we could see here with Brie Larson, who's actually getting tips on how to seem more like a real Air Force pilot from Brigadier General Jeannie Leavitt, who's an actual Air Force Brigadier General. And you're like, that is pretty badass, man.
Oh, yeah.
For Marvel to go through the trouble to kind of bother someone of her caliber to come in, who was an ex-fighter pilot herself and everything like that. Like, that's pretty amazing. It's great to see that sort of authenticity in the film. And I think that's really going to show through and make this a pretty dope film.
Oh, yeah, man. That's just very cool when they get, you know, because like you said, it really gets that authentic feel to it.
No doubt. Aurelia, is Cats out there hanging out? Throw some Cats equals life in the chat for me. Feel free to shout him and Ain out for me if you don't mind as well. I know you're super busy, right? But
oh, yeah.
It's okay. You're going to love this next part. It's why I get to ask you for stuff, because speaking of the military, Aurelia just started her brand new charity campaign for the month of March, and we wanted to put it in your guys' ears, because as much as we love the fur babies out there and we appreciate everyone supporting the charity last month for the ASPCA, this month Aurelia has decided to dedicate her channel to raising money for Operation Supply Drop, and more specifically their 8-Bit Salute charity. Right now, this charity is pretty fantastic, man. It's 9:39, so about 8 minutes ago we just dropped a post on Facebook that tells you all about Operation Supply Drop, and the 8-Bit Salute charity, right? But just to put it in your guys' ears, this charity, what it does is it helps get video games and put them in the hands of our deployed troops all over the world. People who are stuck in bad situations, in the front lines at times, you know, and in places where they're probably just would love a little bit of a getaway. We're able to put some fun little games in their hands and kind of take their mind off of everything that they do. So this is a wonderful way to say some thank you back to the servicemen and women out there who, you know, give it all for us, you know?
Absolutely, man. What an awesome charity to be a part of, you know, and like you said, just providing a little escape while they're out there servicing the country and you know, healing up. Like you said, if they're in a hospital or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the other half of the charity that was so, like, interesting to me, was that like wounded veterans and stuff that are in hospitals or in care, they'll also provide games for them as not only a way to kind of cope with their time in rehabilitation, but also as treatments for PTSD or things like that for people who just need some stress relief or to help them focus. So it really is a pretty awesome charity, guys. If you do exclamation point charity in the chat, it'll drop some information on how you can find it. But really, if you're on Twitch, you can look down at our donations panel, click right on that panel. It'll take you over to the 8-Bit Salute charity to Aurelia's specific campaign. And honestly, every dollar helps, guys. You know, like, we've all got a dollar we could spare. You know, it goes right 100% to the charity. So feel free to get over there, throw that dollar down, man. We'd super appreciate it, and we'd super appreciate helping out some of our troops out there. But we get it, man. If you can't, that's fine. But feel free to hang out in Aurelia's channel. She streams Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, and is gaming right now to support this charity. So even being over there and supporting her channel, you're getting more eyes on it and getting more people in there who may donate and will have the resources to donate, guys. So exclamation point mod is going to throw out some love for Aurelia. We appreciate you so much for being there and for streaming for charity like this. Pretty awesome.
Always does such a great job for us every week. Thank you so much, Aurelia. And, man, we got some awesome, beautiful people in here. Man. We got about 18 people rocking and rolling, man.
Look at that. Here's some love for all you beautiful people out there.
Yeah.
Here's some love for all our men and women in the service out there.
Let's do it.
Where we go?
Get them up there. Get them up there. There you go.
There's some Twitch love for all you beautiful people out there on Twitch.
Just love all around. That's what the power of love, baby.
Look at that. Oh, look, Spooky Butt just joined us. Here's some love for Spooky Butt. Thanks for showing up. How do you like them apples?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Spooky, for coming on in. We know you're over there across the pond. It's pretty late. We appreciate you staying up late with the Power Hour.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we've been in talks with Spooky Butt to link up and do some awesome gaming, guys. So make sure to stick with the Power Hour love so you can find out when that's going down, because it's going to be Paula.
Oh, yeah, but I think we got a little bit more to talk about Captain Marvel, right, before we dig into some podunk news.
We do. We absolutely do. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us through the plug.
Yes.
And here we go. Whoa, okay. Dude, we just jumped up to like 25 people in the chat there.
Man.
I have a feeling we're either going to get it or going to miss that alert. Somebody just jumped in here with a bunch of folks. I know.
Oh, thank you, guys. We're going to keep an eye out. Thank you.
All right, but so the Captain Marvel character that we were talking about there, right? All those original issues, those early stories, they were all spearheaded by two guys here, Roy Thomas and Gene Colan, right? Colan, like we said, he's the guy that's the artist. Roy Thomas did the first story there that introduced Carol Danvers. Stan Lee did the one that introduced Captain Marvel in number 12. So Roy Thomas is technically the creator of Carol Danvers and everything that she ends up becoming. Aurelia was doing Apex and then killed it at Beat Saber. Nice. That was so random. I don't know why I read that one. Sorry.
Hey, that's good to know, man. Really, getting the money for the troops or the games for the troops, man, and playing some awesome games at the same time. Good stuff.
No doubt. All right, but when we jump ahead just a little bit here, we're going to jump ahead to 1977, which is when Carol Danvers resurfaces, right, as Miss Marvel, right? And Miss Marvel is spearheaded by a husband and wife team of writers, Jerry Conway and his then wife, Carla Conway, right?
Okay.
We couldn't find a picture of Carla. Boy, she is dark, man. I looked. We couldn't find a photo of her, but this is Jerry here, and this is the artist here with him, and this is John Buscema, right? So the three of them are considered the creators of Miss Marvel because that's sort of a separate entity than Captain Marvel and Carol Danvers itself. It's the superhero version of Carol Danvers, right? So a lot of hands got into the honeypot making this character right here. But it's a pretty fascinating series of events that leads to the creation of such an iconic and well-rounded character, you know? So this character would go through many iterations over the next couple decades from 1977 on, right? Far too many for us to mention. Like we said before, we got some binary action in there, some Warbird action in there, the stuff with Rogue where she loses her memory and, you know, gains different powers and different abilities. But if we really want to focus on something that's probably going to be straight up connected with the MCU film that's releasing this Friday, right? We got to look at, this is the interim, but we got to look at 2012's Captain Marvel, right? This is kind of a reboot of the Miss Marvel story, and this is headed up by Kelly DeConnick and Dexter Soy, right? Now, Kelly decided that she wanted to tell this story in kind of a different direction, and she had Carol go on a quest to go back and try to regain all these lost memories that had plagued her over so many years. The stuff with Rogue, getting the binary abilities and like losing her whole marbles, you know, all these different events. It was a quest to find herself and who she should really be. Now, all this, of course, was in the aftermath of the secret invasion of the Skrull army in the comic books, right? So that meant that the Church of Hala was doing a bunch of blasphemous stuff in the name of Captain Mar-vell, right? At which point, Carol Danvers said that she really wanted to do something to honor Captain Mar-vell and bring his name back some prominence and glory. And Captain America told her, why don't you take on his title? Why don't you put back on his old uniform and represent?
Well, I got to say, man, that's awesome. And, man, that uniform fits really good.
It does. It's very form fit. It's nice. But at least it covers most of her body, which is nice.
Yeah, no, I like that. And, I mean, like you said, at least from what we've seen so far from the trailers, it looks like they're going to go through a couple different iterations. Or
They definitely show her in kind of the green costume that's very reminiscent of, like, the original Captain Marvel.
Yep.
And then the kind of new, like, colored one that we see a lot of the times here in the newer comic books, you know? So this revamp of Captain Marvel, she dons this jumpsuit, explores her past, and this is most likely what we're going to end up seeing as the story in the MCU film. So there's a lot that's going on there, guys. I'm trying to just give you the little breadcrumbs here so that you get some information and you get psyched to check out this movie that's coming out this weekend because it's featuring not only Captain Marvel, right, Carol Danvers and her backstory and all that, but a young Nick Fury before he loses an eye. You know, it's got Agent Coulson being just a regular Joe Schmo agent in it. You know, it's got a lot of interesting characters from the cosmic part of the MCU. And it's going to have a major tie-in to Avengers Endgame, as we could tell from the post-credit scene in Avengers Infinity War, where if you notice that little pager that Nick Fury drops is that symbol that Captain Marvel wears on her chest. This thing right down here.
There it is. Oh, man, much love to Sean Barber out there, man. You know what's awesome? This show.
Thank you, man. Spooky Butt says she's behind on films. She still needs to see Aquaman and Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse was super good. I would definitely go check that one.
And I really dug Aquaman, so... Oh, look at that.
Ghetto Devil. Woo, coming in with that follow, man. We appreciate it. Throw some love out there for the Ghetto Devil in the ghetto.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Well, no, this looks really cool, El Bandito. I'm so stoked that this is coming out this weekend, you know, and like we said, man, we only got like a month to go before Endgame comes out, which I have a feeling Captain Marvel might not be too far behind from like what you said in that little after credit scene that we saw.
Absolutely. So a lot of speculation on the fact that Captain Marvel will come in to basically save the Avengers in Endgame, based primarily on the fact that she is literally considered the most powerful character in the MCU. You know, the cosmic abilities that she gained through... I'm sorry, I don't even think I mentioned that. But yeah, in one of these early stories with Carol Danvers, there's a massive explosion with her and Mar-vell together, and she gets kind of her DNA mixed with his, and she ends up gaining these cosmic abilities. So in
Groovy.
in the trailers for the MCU film, it seems like she is caught in a similar accident, and they use their medicine to heal her, but also give her super amazing cosmic powers. But it sort of reacts with who she is and makes her 10 times better than most of the other Kree soldiers that they have. So any way you slice it, it's going to be an interesting film and an interesting take on literally like the Superman level powered character of the MCU. I mean, she can shoot photon blasts out of her fist. She can harness energy, when it's blasted at her. So she's just a beast, man. If anyone has seen Rogue from like the old cartoon, being super strong and just flying around, with no, that like I can just hover in the air. There's no discernible thing that makes me fly. Like all that came from Captain Marvel. So she's an absolute beast, and in comics has many times single-handedly defeated Thanos on a couple of occasions. So we'll have to see how the MCU handles the whole thing, but it seems like it's going to be pretty boss. If you guys are stoked to check out Captain Marvel, throw some ones in the chat. Let's see them.
Oh, yeah, man. I know I'm stoked, man. Like
Heck
you
yeah.
said, like, I'm
going to throw one down.
Why not? We're the Power Hour. But, man, we've been talking a lot about Captain Marvel,
Yes.
Marvel's Captain Marvel. On the other side of the news, we're going to be talking about Shazam. The other Captain Marvel from back in the day. Gave you guys a little history lesson earlier. But, man, is it time to dive into some podunk news now?
It just about is, but I got one more little sneaky thing I'm going to throw at you.
Oh, man. Something off the cuff.
Yeah, man. Look, you guys are going to dig this. This is Goose the cat. Right? Now, Goose the cat has been prominently featured in all the trailers of the MCU films, and I'm not even going to go into his comic book history, because if you go check out the film, I know they're going to have a unique and fun take on this character. But what I can say is that Goose the cat is unbelievably marketed throughout the course of the Captain Marvel campaign. So he's going to have a prominent role and be a super ton of fun. Aurelia, if you don't mind, can you give me an exclamation point Goose? Because there is a 1-hour live stream of Goose the cat hanging out in like the behind the scenes footage room there, where they do some green screen and exclamation point Goose. Not cute. It's I think I can get it if you want, but it's Goose, like a gander, goose and gander. Yes, Goose. You got it. That's the name of the cat. His name is Goose the cat. But yeah, you can check out this YouTube video. It's a 1-hour thing where they just follow him around with a camera as he wanders around the set, and they put him on green screen. It is super cute, super nice. Thank you, Ori. You're the best. And if you want some feel goods, man, you can go and check out this video. If you're having a bad day, something's hitting you hard, man, check out that link, save it under your favorites, like it, man. You guys won't regret it. It's super freaking cute. I'm a big cat lover myself, and Aurelia's been talking about getting a Charlie the cat cam. So check this out, Aurelia. This is for you, and go see how it's done legit by the MCU. It's super hot.
There you go. Well, definitely we'll have to see how Goose adds up into the actual movie. I have my own suspicion on what Goose might be responsible for, but zip, I'm definitely not going to drop anything here.
Yeah, we're gonna save that for the film, because I think it's going to be a super ton of fun. But you're right, Senor Bull. Without any further ado, let's jump into the podunk news, guys. Let's have some fun. Let's tell you about the wacky, wonderful, beautiful world that we live in here, and tell you guys about some neat little stories.
Oh yeah.
Podunk News.
Oh, yeah, man. One of my favorite segments of the night, man. Podunk News, where we get to tell you about all the wacky stuff out there that we think you guys should know about and, want to share.
Absolutely. So check this out, guys. First up, doodle-doo, top stories coming at you. I should make a jingle for that.
There you go. Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea.
All
What's
right.
first?
Top stories of the night. We're talking
CD Projekt Red, most known for their series The Witcher and that Garrett card game, that you can play. Very, very popular right now. They have confirmed that they will be in attendance at this year's E3 conference. Speculation has that they will be announcing the release date for Cyberpunk 2077. I know I hope that happens. I know I was talking to Party Man Will over the weekend. I know he hopes that happens. I think everybody's kind of like, all right, so they're coming. What are they going to do? Well, we'll just have to wait and see, man.
You know, they're just going to be like Witcher 4. No Cyberpunk news.
Well, I think the gamers would riot. But no, everybody's waiting to see, waiting to hear.
Yeah.
Hey, all I have to say is from what I've seen so far, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
But hey, if it takes another year for it to come out, I'll wait.
Dude, the production on Cyberpunk is just killer. Like, every element of that game is so unique and so designed just for its world that I think it's going to be fantastic. Apparently, Aurelia is so hyped.
Super hyped.
Hyped!
Yep, Shazam hype.
All right, next up, man, we're talking about the DCEU, the extended universe of the film franchise department, headed up by Warner Brothers, has said that they are going to focus less on interconnected stories like the Marvel Universe in favor of individual stories like Aquaman and Suicide Squad. That seemed like it didn't really connect with a lot of what was going on. So let's see if that works for them, because I'm not really sure what they're doing so far, if it's working for them. But I don't know if you can call it the extended universe if none of it connects, but whatever.
Well, I know they said as far as the upcoming movies they have planned, it will be Aquaman 2, the Joker movie that comes out later this year, and the Birds of Prey film, which you're right. I mean, when you see like, you know, the trailer for that, it's obviously connected to Suicide Squad with the actresses and stuff like that. So we'll have to see what they do. I mean, I definitely really enjoyed Aquaman, so maybe they need to get James Wan on the phone and have him make more of these movies.
Just do them all.
But we'll have to see. But they did drop a release date. Aquaman 2 is scheduled for release in December 2022. So we got a while to go.
Yeah, that's going to be a minute.
But, you know, I guess they figure that December time was good for them this past.
Maybe there's no Star Wars movie coming out that December. That's why they picked it.
I was going to say, I think after this year, aren't we done with Star Wars?
Let's hope so. Jesus, let's hope so. Chimera says he is ready to get lost in Cyberpunk 2077 for the rest of his life, man. I know I'm going to be in it till 2077. You're like, forget about it.
Oh, man, that's awesome. All right, what's next?
All right, next up. Oh, this is all you, sir. Go
Oh,
for it.
man. One of my favorites. If you guys watched Monster Vision back in the or TNT Monster Vision back in the day, you definitely know this man, Joe Bob Briggs, man. So classic. He was in Casino. He was in the Married with Children, Billy Ray Wet Nap, you know. But just so classic, man. You know, Joe Bob Briggs known for hosting classic horror movies and having commentary in between them. You know, last year he returned to Shudder, you know, which is the Netflix style you know, horror movie subscription network, and he actually broke their network.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was like everyone was like, man,
so many people that came to watch it. It just destroyed their servers.
So even though that was supposed to be the last drive-in, he said, you know what? We're going to do 2 more specials, which were also very well received. But now Shudder's bringing them back for a weekly show. He's going to have like 12 episodes, and it's debuting at the end of March. So it's coming. You know, Joe Bob's back.
Man. Now we know McPatches is out there somewhere trying to watch us on something with. He said his internet's being a little hinky tonight. But I know he's going to be psyched about this. He does a great like horror podcast, man. If you're a horror person, you love those kind of fun B-horror movies and stuff like that, McPatches is your dude over there rocking at the Underground Horror Radio. If you want to give him a shout-out, Ori, I don't know if he's still hanging around, but feel free to throw Patches a shout-out. And guys, get over there and check out his channel. He's the guy that hooked us up and got us started doing this. So can't be that bad, right?
Oh, man, look at J-Dog. He's like, hey, I'm shopping right now, but I'm still watching. That's the thing, man, with the power of these technologies, man. You can just take the Power Hour with you while you go out in the public.
That's
Maybe other
awesome,
folks
man.
might be like, hey, what are you watching over
Show
there?
people at the cash wrap. Look at this. Look at this. Great.
No, maybe we'll break well, I don't think we want to break the internet, but if we could have that amount of feedback that Joe Bob had, that would be pretty awesome.
It would be.
But also, they're coming out with a new Critters movie on Shudder, which is kind of crazy. So I mean, they're just doing crazy things over there, Char. So check them out.
No doubt, man. Thank you, Aurelia, for getting that love out there for McPatches. All right. Speaking of love, we got the local love coming up next. This, of course, is a local event hanging out here in South Florida where you just might find Charboil and El Bandito hanging around, man. So come and check us out this week at the Barn Theater down in Stuart, Florida, where we're going to be checking out Jekyll and Hyde, the musical.
I know, man. This might sound a little softer than some of the other events we usually go to, but me and El Bandito actually do like music.
Very cultured.
Exactly.
A little play, a musical stuff.
We dig it. In the Barn Theater, it's a newer venue in Stuart, Florida. From what I've seen from photos, it looks really nice.
Yeah. I think they just revamped the whole thing.
Oh, is that where it was?
It's been there for a long time.
Gotcha. Well, it looks nice and refurbished and hot. And, man, this Jekyll and Hyde musical, it's going from select dates on March 7th all the way through the 25th, so there's plenty of time for people to check it out.
Eric G., it's down there off the East Ocean, down by the bridge side of East Ocean down there.
Yep.
But, yeah, it's a really nice theater. It's a little bit hard to find. They have a big sign on the road, but then you got to drive like a quarter mile to get to the building.
And, man, it's super affordable, man, for a musical. It's like a 3-hour musical. $15, or the prices range between $15 to $35. So I'm sure the closer you get to the stage, the more expensive. The little quip here for it says, a gripping tale of brilliant mind gone horribly awry, set to a powerful pop rock score. Now that I'm almost just like, I gotta go see that. How are you gonna put some pop rock to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? You know?
Yeah, I mean, iconic tale of that. Battling with your inner demons kind of thing. So I think there's a lot. It says a lot about the duality of man.
Yes. Oh, look at Mr. Fusion. Critters are fur babies, too.
Hey.
Yeah, that will eat you. So cool.
All right. Last but not least, we've got the headlines. Of course, this is a rapid-fire segment of the show where we just like to tell you guys the headlines of some stories that are so big you've probably seen them already, but we didn't want to not mention them here on the Power Hour of Love. So first up, we're talking Apex Legends, man. Reaching the apex, topping out 50 million players in the first month. Right? So this, of course, outpaces Fortnite by several months, making it one of the most successful battle royals at launch ever. And it's a pretty kick-ass game. Like we said, Aurelia was playing it a little bit earlier this week. You can most of the time catch Chimera playing it. He was in chat earlier if you want to give him and Democracy a shout-out as well. They both deserve it for rocking some Apex there, man. And it's a really cool Battle Royale game that's free.
Ooh.
So if you guys got an Xbox, I know you can download it there for free. I know you can download it on PC for free. They may have it on the PS4. I don't think they have it on the Switch. But you guys can get out there and find it somewhere.
Check it out.
And go and check it out because it's a super cool game. We may actually be playing it on the Power Hour Love here.
Ooh.
If you guys want to see it on the game night, throw some ones in the chat there, and maybe we'll make it happen. I mean, we aim to please.
You know it, man. What's next? We're keep the video game news rolling.
You know it, dude. Well, you know what is hanging out on the Switch? Friday the 13th, the game. Coming to Switch, making a killing, man. Slashing in there. Of course, no new content thanks to the bullcrappy lawsuit that they had.
Yeah.
But the game itself will now be available on the Nintendo Switch for Switch players to check out. So that should be fun. Let's see what Spooky Butt says about Fortnite. I want to see this. Fortnite is ugly, dude. Ha ha ha. Too colorful. I like how dusty and realistic and how realistically colored Apex is. What's cool about that is that like Apex is super realistic, right? But it's still vivid. You know, like when you play the game, everything is very easily identifiable, and I like that. Oftentimes, a lot of shooters turn like into this slate gray, where everything's like hard to see. Like Call of Duty and Battlefield had a while where they would do that, and then they'd make like one game that was very vibrant. And you're like, oh, thank God, you know. But I don't get into gray game. Like that's the one thing really keeping me away from the Division 2.
Oh, because it's graininess.
Like a lot of it's so gray, and there are areas of vibrancy, but it's like 1 in every 3 clips I see is like all gray. So I'm just scared of it, man.
Well, like you said, maybe we'll jump in there and do some on the game night, man. Rock out some Apex.
You know it, guys. And we've got a little bit of a quick update for you guys as far as Ubisoft renaming the controversial Assassin's Creed Odyssey trophy that was originally entitled Growing Up. And this was when you kind of got a child in the game, regardless of your romantic choices throughout the course of the game. So if you chose to have a same-sex relationship or other choices that would seem like it'd be difficult to have a kid and now one was forced upon you, it would give you this title of growing up, as though people just grew out of whatever their orientation was. So it was kind of very offensive. A lot of people didn't really like it, especially when ancient Greeks and ancient Romans were very big on adoption. This seemed really weird. So they have changed the trophy now to be called Blood of Leonidas, sort of saying that you don't have to exactly be related to Leonidas to just have the blood of Leonidas because all Spartans are Leonidas.
There you go.
So kind of an interesting little take on it. But I'm glad they did something about it, and they're making good on the promise they made a few months ago to address the situation. So pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And last but not least, you guys got mad at me for reading a story about PewDiePie last week. Damn it. I'm going to do it again.
Had to work it in there.
All right. Sub to PewDiePie out there, man. He's still having his battle with T-Series out there. I really love his stuff, man. But he hit Google News today. So I was like, haha, guess what, people who complained about it? He's actually in Google News. So I'm totally legit telling this freaking story, right? So PewDiePie earlier this week or last week said that he has one last trick up his sleeve to beat T-Series. And when he pulls it off, boom, he's going to crush him. So this has left fans guessing all weekend on what, and then sub to the Power Hour love. Thank you. That's
yes,
so nice.
please.
But then here's some love for that comment from Demo was amazing. But yeah, this is leaving fans guessing all weekend what it is he might do. I mean, after getting Elon Musk on the show and, you know, all the different, the Super Bowl ad that they have finagled, you know, the different things like that he's done, people are like, what is it that he is going to do to kind of beat T-Series? What has he got up his sleeve? I mean, he finally played Fortnite in an effort. He played Roblox. He played Minecraft, just trying to get people to show up and sub to him, man. Aurelia says, I've been subbed to PewDiePie since 9K subs. I feel like an old schooler. That's awesome,
There
man.
you go.
Yeah, I don't even think I looked at it. I know it was back in like the Happy Wheels days. So it was like 10 years ago or something.
Yep.
I don't know if he's been on that long. Maybe it was like 2011 or 12.
Somewhere in that.
So, yeah, but I've had it for a long time as well. So I'm pretty stoked about that. But now I have the Power Hour I Love account, so I'm like, subscribe again. All right. I have a business account, subscribe again. So I'm doing my part. We think you guys should too. And we can't wait to see what the last trick up his sleeve is, which honestly I kind of think was just some throwaway shit he said. And he doesn't really have a plan, but we'll see because the dude obviously has got some tricks up his sleeve.
We'll think of something.
Yeah.
But talk about thinking of something, man. I think it's time for my birthday surprise.
Oh, is it?
I think it is. Oh, yeah. You tell him what we're doing tonight, man?
Or he's got it. He's like, oh, F, now I need a plan.
Yeah, pretty much.
I remember watching him play Happy Wheels and Amnesia. Heck yeah, man. I had a cousin that was real young and was like, you have to watch this. Then we watched it for like 4 hours. It was sick. You know? I think I should have 9,000 subs. You should, DJ Napalm. We want to see you scratching out there, man. We want to see it. I want to see that crab scratch.
Yes.
That Wormwood taught me on his channel, man. I love it. But yeah, we're going to do something special right now for Senior Boyle. It's a personal request that he had, and he wanted to do it for all you beautiful people, and I'm going to do it with all you beautiful people. A very special news flash.
All right, I'm going over to the news flash room.
Do it, man. I'm going to head over to that room. I will meet you there. All right. So, oh, wait, this is the interview room. Let's go to the news flash. There we go. There's Senior Boyle. All right. So if you guys remember, we played this game on our anniversary a couple weeks ago. And basically what it is we are going to put Senior Boyle in a video game, right? And we're going to put him in a random video game that he doesn't know what it is, but we'll all be able to see it and hear it, but he won't. Right? Through the magic of green screen, of course, he's put against just a blank wall. He can't see anything. There's no input over there where he's at on the other side of the room. But we're going to try to talk him through guessing what game is actually there. So the help I need from all you beautiful people right now, right, is that we have got to drop him subtle clues about the game world that he's in. And I'm going to try my best to only read the stuff that you guys are writing. Right? And I'm going to try to not input too much myself. I just want to read what you guys are writing. Right? So you throw down some clues, nothing too specific. I might tweak it a little bit if I think it's too specific. But let's see if we can help him figure out where he's at. And let's see what kind of reporting he could do from this. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned something. I should turn your mic on. There we go.
All right, now I'm playing with power.
You know it. All right. All right, so everybody can hear Senior Boyle fine, right? He's good?
Hey, everybody. How's it going out there? Woo!
You sound good as fuck to me.
Oh, I love that.
That mic's got some bass to it. I like it.
Ooh. That's because Mr. Fusion was on.
Yes, we can hear him good. All right, guys, so get ready to throw down in the chat some clues that I'm going to read to Senior Boyle as he reports live on the scene we're going to you, Charboil.
All right, I'm here live on the scene, man. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. I can't believe El Bandito got me back out here to do this again. I'm telling you, hey, it might be a little spooky. It might be a little scary. I don't know. Maybe it's action-packed. Oh, man. It might be a little hot here.
It seems like there's some kind of wild stuff going on behind you there, Senior Boy.
Oh, really?
Do you happen to know how this all got started?
Oh, man. I don't know. Maybe it was an experiment. Maybe there was an alien spaceship that crash landed here on Earth, and now all this stuff's going down. I mean, maybe there's some drown.
Getting big out there.
Oh, man, am I getting big? Oh, man, I'm telling you, I like getting big, man. I'm telling you, but, man, things behind me might be kind of big, man. I'm telling you.
It does. Well, it looks like you got some power cosmic now. Oh, maybe just like Captain Marvel, huh?
Oh, man, I got
or
some
maybe
powers.
some drugs. Oh, man.
Drugs? Oh, jeez,
yeah.
man. This is the... Now, I mean,
oh, yeah, it looks like some edibles.
Oh, jeez, man.
Look like they're hooking you up.
Oh, man. So, kind of crazy.
It looks like you got a pretty strong head on your shoulders there, too.
Oh, man. Really? Oh, man. I got a nice... Oh, man.
Or the scene behind you does, rather.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay,
yeah.
so I've got this giant head over here. Oh, man. I'm telling you. Okay, so we got a giant head.
It's a strong head, and it seems to be making that money, which is good.
Making money? Okay.
Yeah, it's making that money.
Is it giving I hear it might be actually giving me some orders, too.
It does.
All right.
Well, it looks like you're going for a bit of a swim there. That seems interesting.
Man. Oh, okay. I'm getting a little...
Is there a lot of pole action like that? A lot of pole sliding normally?
Oh, man. Am I surfing over here, man? I'm telling you, I'm freaking riding down on here on the... Oh, dude, yeah.
It looks like you fell through some kind of wormhole or something there, but there's definitely a lot of pole dancing going on.
Pole dancing?
Yeah,
oh,
and you got to be careful for those inky squids out there.
Inky squids.
But if you're careful, maybe you can grab the flag off that pole.
Oh, off the pole. Oh, man, is this double dare? Oh, man.
Maybe, man.
Oh, man, I'm telling you.
Oh, it looks a little scary where you're at now.
Oh, really?
It looks. Ooh, it looks kind of dangerous. Do you feel like you're in any sort of danger, Senior Boy?
Man, I'm telling you, I might be in some danger. I mean, is this place possibly haunted? I'm telling you.
It might be. It definitely looks like it's pretty creepy. They're saying you may want to try another castle because you're mostly just stomping around here.
Oh, man, I love stomping, man. I got those big old feet where I can stomp all through this castle.
I mean, it kind of seems like it's basically strippers and drugs. So just pole dancing and herbs.
Man, now this is my kind of party.
I know, right?
It's my
birthday.
You're
you're using your head to make some big bucks, which is good.
Gotcha.
But you got to watch out for that hot lava and other traps you got out there.
Absolutely, man. Okay, so I've got some bucks. I've got some lava. There was jelly, some inky fish.
Oh, man, it looks like it's coming down to the wire now. This certainly looks dangerous. But it's okay. It looks good. There looks like there's a lovely lady there hanging out with you now.
Hey, how you doing? You come here often? How you doing? So, yeah, this is a very nice place. Kind of like a little bit of a dark background, a little quiet castle.
So it looks like is there some risk involved in this rescue mission? It certainly seeed like it, didn't it?
I'm telling you, man, I got to eat some real wild things, grew real big, got to rescue a sexy woman, and
All right, Senior Boy. I think you got a good idea of where you're at, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I have a feeling I'm stomping around the Mushroom Kingdom.
And
I'm in Super Mario Brothers. Woo!
You got it, man. You got it.
Heck yeah, man. No, that was awesome. Thank you guys for all the hints. I couldn't have done it without you. I didn't know where. I thought it was maybe in like a Power Rangers game or something, like the big head guy, Zordon.
Woo! They're saying go, Senior Boyle. Good game. They're throwing down some GGs. Let's see some GGs or some emotes down there in the chat for Senior Boyle for his birthday news flash edition right there. Having some fun. Demo says he didn't know that plumbers were so capable.
I'm telling you. You know what? I love that. Do 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 do. That was like, I'm telling you, man, that old
please don't mute out our VOD.
Yeah. Good point. And with that being said, I better get back over to the room.
Yeah, come on back, man. I like Eric G says, feed me, Seymour, when you were jumping around those plant things, man.
That's awesome.
What do they call them plant things? I never remember that.
Piranha plants.
Piranha plants. Look at that. Dropping the knowledge out there. Mr. Fusion says encore.
Oh,
that was Senior Boyle's special birthday treat right there. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for all the emotes out there, for all the GGs. Life Reboot has an emu. He has an emu. He has an emote of a GG. That is hot. I like that.
So cool, man. So cool. No, thank you,
Yeah,
El
spooky butt
Bandito, and
with the
thank
fish.
you, Legion of Love, for helping me out there. I'm telling you, early on there, I had no clue. I mean, you're talking about pole dancers and squids. I was going to go with GTA or something like that, but man, I was able to put it all together with you guys and got that one figured out.
Yeah, the drugs thing was funny. That people were just like, they're like mushrooms and he's eating plants and stuff.
One makes you taller and one makes you small.
Oh, we should do duck hunt next. We'll put it on the list. Man.
Yes.
We'll put it on the list.
We got to figure out a way, man, where we could get you to do one as well. I mean, that's the one thing. El Bandito, he spends the time putting all these awesome games together and stuff, which usually means he's kind of like eliminated from being in the game. But we're going to see what we can do in the next couple months to get him on one, too.
Heck yeah, man. We'll make it happen. I know, Senior Bull, this is not beyond you by any stretch.
We'll see, man. I'm telling you, we're playing with
gonna make
power
it
now.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. Well,
We're going to make it happen, dude. And Brady B hanging out with us over there on Facebook, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping in and helping with our Newsflash video game edition, man. If you enjoyed that and didn't catch our earlier version, you can check out the VOD here just a couple weeks ago on our 3-year anniversary edition where we did 3 of those with our special guest, Mr. Fusion and Senior Bull. So it's a super ton of fun. I really hope you guys had some fun with that game there. We know Senior Bull did, man. So one more little happy birthday.
That's right, 'cause it's my birthday,
Oh yeah, man, so much fun. But hey, while the birthday bash is so cool, man, we gotta talk about something else that's cool, and that's Shazam.
Shazam!
When am I gonna get hit by lightning and
Shazam!
turn into that massive shouldered guy?
I always think of that Dave Chappelle skit where he runs through that wall after drinking that Red Balls thing, and he's like, hey, Shazam!
Shazam! Well, dang, even back in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, didn't he go Shazam? Didn't he even kind of do it?
I don't know if he would have called Shazam.
Oh man!
I mean, Sony probably could have got away with it because it was like pre-MCU days.
I
know he was like, "Go Web, go."
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
that one. And Lucy Lawless being that goth chick.
Yes.
Like guy with 8 arms. Sounds hot.
That's awesome.
All right, but yes, we're going to tell you guys just a quick little bit about Shazam. The original Captain Marvel we told you guys about at the beginning of the show is actually an extremely unique and pretty dope character, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this trailer has been going around quite a bit. Zachary Levi is playing the titular character here, Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
Who, not really. I mean, it's called Shazam, but his name's not Shazam. He is Captain Marvel. So it's a little bit confusing for people, basically because they had to change the name because, like we said, Marvel Comics trademarked Captain Marvel when it lapsed from Fawcett Comics, right? But the interesting thing was, of course, this happened... the original suit happened in the early 50s, 1953. DC Comics threw the lawsuit to Wiz Comics for this cover and the portrayal of Shazam because they felt it was too much like Superman. So that trial went on for a number of years, kind of really hurt Fawcett a lot, and they ended up not re-upping their trademark. So in 1967, Marvel Comics trademarked their own Captain Marvel, thus securing it for themselves and making it so that Fawcett could no longer publish a title called Captain Marvel, right? So in the subsequent years, in 1972, I believe it was, DC Comics ends up licensing their Fawcett's Captain Marvel, Shazam, from them to be able to print them in DC Comics, and in 1994 outright buys the character in its entirety and all of its intellectual properties that go with it. Mary Marvel, Black Adam, the whole Marvel family, everything about it, right? But they still can't publish a title called Captain Marvel. But the character's okay to be called Captain Marvel, but since it's trademarked, they can't put it on the cover of their book.
Gotcha.
So it's a little bit interesting. Mark Darden says, boo Marvel for this. Yeah, I mean, if your company's called Marvel, I can't say I blame them. I think I'd have been like, I'm going to scoop that up, But it does kind of suck because the feeling at the time might have been that Fawcett and Shazam wasn't going to hang around. So the fact that he gained so much more popularity later and continued to have the same popularity, maybe they weren't expecting that. So I don't know what the writing on the wall was at the time. But boo DC too. Boo DC for sure. We're going to get into it a little bit here. Life Reboot says, oh my God, are you serious? That woman in Spider-Man was Xena and I didn't notice. Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
That's Lucy Lawless, dude. It's pretty sick. So like we said, this comic was first, not this comic, right? But Captain Marvel first appeared in 1939 in a comic strip, right? The first comic book that he was featured in, Wiz Comics #2, was published. It was dated 1940, so like they used to put out the book like the month before. So it was printed in 1939, but put out in 1940, Wiz Comics #2 by Fawcett Comics, right? So this story is pretty interesting. We're going to break it down because we're actually pretty hyped to check out this Shazam movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming at you on April 5th, starring Zachary Levi, right? So let's break down this story so you guys got it in your ear here. Ooh, thank you for coming back, J-Dog. We appreciate it.
Oh,
man.
yeah. Welcome back.
We're going to break down the story and get you guys hype about it, okay? So first off, the story begins with Billy Batson, played by Asher Angel in the new film here. Really dope name, by the way. But he is a young boy, right, who has a run-in with an ancient wizard who tells Billy, right, that he has chosen him to take on and inherit his power. So in order to do that, right, he has to call the wizard to gain his power. And the wizard, of course, is named Shazam. So this is the ancient wizard here, as he's seen in the new movie that's coming out soon, right? He's actually played by Jimon Hounsou, right? Did I get a picture of him? I didn't. I should have got a picture of him. But he actually plays Korath in the Captain Marvel movie.
The best of both worlds right there.
So this guy's like, I got that dollar, y'all.
One way or another, I'm going to get that money.
This guy was smart. He's like, I don't care about trademarks. I'm going to be in both Captain Marvels. It's fine. But anyways, the wizard is called Shazam as an acronym, right? He was actually dubbed this and named after 6 immortal elders: Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. So, of course, by inheriting the abilities of these 6 immortal elders, you get the powers of Shazam. I didn't know that was what Shazam was named for. Yeah, it's pretty dope. So he's named after these elders, and he inherits a different ability from each of them, which gives him the rounded out sort of power scope that he has that very much rivals Superman, right? So what's funny is this ends up being an insanely unique story when you think about this is what Shazam looks like, right? But he's a 15-year-old kid. He's Billy Batson. When he says Shazam, literally a bolt of lightning strikes him, right? And he turns into this giant muscled-out Superman. So it's to me, a very unique kind of superhero story.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly has its differences from Superman, being that his powers are magically based, being that he's actually a kid, that his secret identity isn't something that he made up to cover the fact that he's Shazam. He literally is someone different, So it's just very, very interesting, right?
And let's say, definitely one little point I want to drop in there, man. What got DC Comics' attention of this back in the 1940s was that these Shazam or Captain Marvel comics were actually outselling Superman.
Yes.
So they were like, whoa, hold up, what's going on here? We got to go get a lock on this. But like you said, I think it's so cool that Shazam, the word, meaning each thing, and then he has those, Solomon, wisdom, Hercules, strength, Zeus, still, lightning, stuff like that. Just it's a neat concept.
It is. Now, what do you guys think in chat? Do you think that this sounds like Superman to you? I mean, would you say that this is a ripoff of Superman just because he can fly, is bulletproof, and is super strong? Like, I mean, that's kind of like, name heroes that don't have those 3 abilities, you're going to have a tougher time. So, but the one thing to me that really makes this stand out is the fact that he's still a 15-year-old kid in the body of Shazam.
Yeah, the mentality is still,
So when you watch the trailer for the movie coming out April 5th, you'll notice he's flossing at one point, because he's excited that he's like, dude, I got superpowers. This is so dope. He goes and tries to buy beer. So it's like he's doing all this stuff that a 15-year-old kid would. And one of my favorite parts, like, he goes in here to try to buy beer and like ends up stopping a robbery, and he goes walking out, and there's this like, woman walking into the convenience store past him, and he's like, "What's up? I'm a superhero." You're just like, dude, that would totally be me if I was 15.
Bandito, maybe we should try doing the floss sometime.
I'm too old for this shit.
No, but like you said, it takes today's themes of like teenagers and kind of like incorporates it into the hero, which I think is going to be super popular amongst the people who go see this film. They're going to be like, oh, that's so funny that he's, an adult-looking hero, but he's obviously got the mind of a teenager.
Absolutely. And Mark Darden brings up a good point. He says he could fly. He had a bald, evil scientist arch enemy and a super family first. So there's a lot of interesting things about Shazam that are pretty unique. And I think one of my all-time favorite things about Shazam is the fact that, like, in the 1940s, he was, like we said, outselling Superman, so he actually got his own cereal. Right? And I don't mean like eat it with milk kind of cereal. He got a 1940s style live action black and white cereal, just like Superman used to have with George Reeves.
Yep.
Right? But the dopest thing about Captain Marvel is that he does not fight for truth, justice, and the American way. He's a 15-year-old kid who's like, F this dude. I'm not taking no shit off them. So he absolutely takes no quarter, right? And like, it's just a blast to see that, he's just doing what needs to be done. He doesn't really struggle with a lot of the moral implications of stuff, which is a lot of fun. So let me catch up on a little bit of chat here. So Life Reboot says, is it supposed to be a comedy or parody? I'd see it. It is supposed to be a comedy because it's a superhero story from the eyes of a 15-year-old kid. But it's not a parody. Like, this is actually how the comic is. The other characters in universe, in the comic book universe, like Mary Marvel, who's technically his sister, is like a 15-year-old girl. So, like, she gets into situations that are bananas as, like, a super hot superhero woman. Same thing for Black Adam, who's one of their enemies, is actually like an 80-year-old Egyptian guy who never gave up the power of Shazam. So he, like, gets entombed by the wizard and trapped for literally thousands of years. And then when he escapes, he's in modern-day Earth, with the mentality of an ancient Egyptian. Now, they do say that they're going to make a movie based on Black Adam himself, starring The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Awesome
which,
pick.
that ought to be freaking sick, man. So that ought to be a lot of fun. But getting back to this 1940s serial, because we're having fun tonight, because it's Senior Bull's birthday, we don't normally do this because we're always worried about copyright stuff, but this is too freaking good. We actually want to play some of this 1940s serial for you guys.
Yes.
Simply for the fact that Captain Marvel gives no quarter, right? And you guys will see what I mean in a second here. So let's jump back into the video room. We're going to watch something fun. You guys are going to get a kick out of this. I guarantee it. All right?
Absolutely. Power Hour exclusive.
Okay. Let me scoot the plate back over so you're in the room there, Senior Boy.
Oh, man.
I got you off to the side.
I'm like the Vanisher right now.
Oh, yeah, dude. Zert.
Just slide. Every day I'm sliding.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the zone.
I'm in there. All right, this looks good.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good, guys. All right, so let's take a peek at Shazam, the 1940s.
Let's do it.
All right, so this actually comes from a YouTube compilation that they have, right? And this YouTube compilation is called The Sadistic Adventures of Captain Marvel, right? How dare you cut off Boyle?
That's awesome. So
we have balance once again. You have returned to the force.
This Billy Batson doesn't look so young, right?
So check it out. He's going to call the power Shazam. If you guys can hear it okay. So he Shazams it up. Boom. Now he's like beast mode, right?
He's like, yeah.
So here you got these guys. They're shooting at him with a gun and stuff. And he's like, oh, dude, I better like jump in that. Now check out that stunt, man.
Yeah,
that guy just dove off a mountain, like for reals. It's okay. Here's a guy who can like punch through a concrete wall, and he just socked that dude with like everything he had.
He's like, where are you guys going? Hold on. Man, the Punisher before it was punishing.
Like, F this gun. No one's going to shoot me with that crap. When you're just like, this guy's a baller. So, hey, pretty good flying effects, man.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Look at that. This zooms right in.
Gotcha, bitch.
That was like a wrestling move almost.
It was.
That's awesome. All right, so they're blasting him. Okay.
Yeah, and I love this. Look, he just laughs. He's like, silly bitches. Your weapons cannot harm me.
Oh, is he going to let them go? Oh,
yeah, man. F your gun. Just breaks it over his knee, dude.
Look at these guys.
And look, he's like smiling, drop kicking dudes in the face.
There you go.
This guy is leaping off shit like no tomorrow. Yeah, I have no idea what they paid this stunt guy. But, dude, he's freaking great. And I love that rewind right there. Like, he jumped off that thing, and they just played it in reverse to look like he jumped up there. That's so cool.
Oh, there goes that speed of Mercury right there running. Hey, where are you going? Get back.
The little screech sound. And he just threw him off. I mean, when was the last time you saw Superman just throw someone off a bridge?
Just huck him right off the side. That'd be aight.
I must go. My people need me. Still a better movie than What an audio effect. You love that skirt, right?
Look right through that. Forget this table. Jeez.
This dude gives no shits. No doubt, man. He's just wrecking guys. There's a super good part coming up. I want to get to it. Where is Miss Wallace? Love it. He's like,
all right, you didn't answer me. You get slammed.
He's like, you had 8 seconds. I'm going to drop you on a board of nails.
Oh, my God. This guy's like the ultimate warrior of comic book characters.
He is. Okay, this is it. Best part of the whole thing. I love this. So here he is on top of a brilliant skyscraper somewhere, probably New York, Chicago.
Oh, my gosh.
F this table of nails.
Oh, look at that.
I know. So he's like, oh, what is this, a car engine?
I got that.
Yep. I bet that dude's got it.
Oh, my gosh.
Just wang that
those
dude.
guys that ran. Okay, maybe I was going to say they were smart ones.
There is just casually a bed of nails lying around. Good point, Ori. Good point. Look at that, dude. This guy can jump, man.
Hey, it was the 1940s. Bed of nails. Oh my God. He's like,
like 40 stories.
He even kind of looked like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. He's like, I better get the hell out of here while I can.
I freaking love it, bro. Oh, my Lord. You guys see what I mean, though? This guy's a fucking boss, dude.
I'm telling you, man.
Look, he just bitch slapped a dude in 1940. This guy will never get a job again. You know?
We got to just get that audio clip. Where's Miss Wallace?
Where's Miss Wallace? I love it.
Look at this guy.
Uh-oh, here he goes.
Big mistake. Shouldn't stand that close to that cliff. What the? Oh, got him in the oak.
I love the like mannequin.
Is that Miss Wallace?
Yeah, this is Miss Wallace here.
They will trouble you no longer.
So it turns out years later, I think in the 70s, they do an ISIS hour with Shazam and Isis, who was another like a Greek superpowered person. It was also very popular. They actually reference it a lot on the show Archer. But this original serial from 1940 is just like no contest of badassery, dude. He could jump full court and dunk a basketball.
I'm telling you, man, I'm pretty sure I'd jump into a pool like Shazam flies. He's gotta do that.
Well, that perfect, like he's perfectly straight. I love it. And he just laughs when people shoot at him, man. I dig it.
Up there's Miss Wallace.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta say, these are some real, like, you know, these gang. Oh my God!
There he goes.
No flying down there.
And he's just like, oh well.
He's like, how you doing, Miss Wallace?
Where was that speed of Mercury right there?
Yeah, exactly.
F that guy.
He's like, Miss Wallace is safe.
Okay, this is the end of it here. But so, yeah. Little light on the special effects, but
look, there's like, who is this guy?
Didn't throw that one. Not my fault. Demo
exactly.
He fell. It wasn't me, dude.
The best one right there. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. It was Captain Marvel. I ain't even Captain Marvel. I'm Billy Batson. You know?
Shazam.
So, dude,
well, that was pretty awesome, man. I enjoyed that.
Did I tell you guys that was going to be fun, or did I tell you that was going to be fun? This is pretty fun stuff, man. But all right, for all you beautiful people out there, man, thank you guys so much for hanging with us tonight, learning a little bit about Captain Marvel, and hopefully getting hyped to go check out Captain Marvel in theaters this weekend, March 8th, and, of course, Shazam coming out April 5th, guys. It should be a super ton of fun. I hope you guys get out and see it. I hope we got you a little bit interested, a little bit of knowledgeified, so that you know what's up when you're hitting those theaters, man. Again, exclamation point Goose will take you down to that YouTube link for Goose the Cat hanging out on the set of Captain Marvel with Captain Marvel and stuff like that. It's a 1-hour cam of Goose the Cat. Thank you, Aurelia. And also, exclamation point charity will give you a little bit of information on the 8-Bit Salute charity for Operation supply drop that Aurelia is hosting right now. We absolutely support her charity, her stream. She does 100% for charity. It's on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Make sure to shout yourself out as well, Aurelia. Just the exclamation point mod is you, because she's our master mod, hanging out with us, keeping our chat in line and throwing down all those shout outs for us. We appreciate it so much. But go and check out her stream. Our donation panel links to her charity campaign. It supplies video games for troops all over the world that are deployed, and for troops who are recovering in hospitals or dealing with PTSD and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
In this circumstance, every dollar helps, guys. If you can only give $1, we appreciate it so much. It's fantastic. If you just want to share those links to the 8-Bit Salute, that's fine too. And if you just want to check out Aurelia's page, the more people that are in there supporting her while she's streaming will bring more attention to her and to the charity. So we'd appreciate that as well. But that is going to wrap it up for the Power Hour of Love tonight. But what do we got going on next week, Senior Boy?
Oh, man, you guys, all you beautiful people, Legion of Love, you guys got to come back next week, because we did this last year, but we're going to rock and roll it again next week, man. We're going to be doing our March Madness, but this year it's the video game edition. So we're going to be... Oh, yeah.
It's going to be super dope. Good night, Life Reboot. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, man.
Thank you.
Make sure to shout out Life Reboot for me, too, before he goes. Awesome retro gamer over there. Did an interview with us last week. That was amazing. We actually got to meet him in person. Super cool guy. Super great channel. Head over there and check that out. But our March Madness kicking off next week is where you guys get to vote on exclusive video games going head-to-head, and we're going to find out who the Power Hour of Love's Legion of Loves think is the #1 exclusive game of all time.
Exclusive.
So it's going to be a super ton of fun. We're going to be kicking it off next week, letting you know a little bit of detail about all the contenders in the lineup, and then it will continue each week of March, battling off until we're left with only one super awesome exclusive video game that is the Legion of Love's favorite, man. So again, we invite you to come back, vote with us, have fun with us, check out March Madness. Of course, on Wednesday nights, we also have our game nights where we'll be streaming some gaming, usually 9 to 11. So we hope to check you guys out there. And we will see you guys next week. Any final thoughts for the beautiful people out there?
Oh, man. Thank you guys so much for joining for our awesome Captain Marvel episode, and also getting to celebrate a little bit of my birthday. And I did see, I think it was DJ Napalm said, oh, no cake. Well, we definitely were chowing down on some of that, over the weekend. But, yeah, just getting to do the news flash with you guys, super special to me. So thank you all.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for all the help and support with the news flash and for everything you beautiful people do. And we'll catch you next time on the Power Hour of Love.
Yeah.
Hey. Where are we going? Like we're not going to raid somebody, guys.
Oh,
Come on, we're going to raid somebody. I see people are leaving already because we forgot like a couple of ding-dongs. Good shit, people. Thank you. Thanks so much. But yeah, who do we got out there, Aurelia, that we can raid?
Oh, yeah.
Spooky Butt says, happy birthday, Senior Bull.
Thank you, Spooky.
So does J-Dog. Great stream tonight. Thank you guys
you.
so much. We're gonna DJ Napalm's friend or Nubbins. You take a pick. See what they're doing, Aurelia. I trust your judgment. And let's head over there and check out somebody fun.
Oh, yeah. Stick around, guys. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, stick around. Head over into this other raid here, man. We're going to jump into another channel. We're going to bring you guys along with us. Make sure to throw some love. Let them know that the Power Hour of Love sent you. And check out their channel. If it's super dope and you like it, hit a follow over there. Let them know that the Power Hour sent you, man. Let them know that you love what they're doing. Chat with them. Let them know that they're putting on a good stream, man. If you don't like it, that's cool too. But, you should like it.
It's going to be a blast. So are we ready to rock and roll?
Spooky Butt wants to know if you just turned 21.
Absolutely. Thank you for noticing, Spooky.
It's those boyish good looks that give it away. All right, guys. We'll catch you next week, but stick around for the raid. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Aurelia.